Guys, what relationship mistakes do you see girls making? Having the perfect relationship fantasy and the unspoken metric by which they judge a relation, and being upset when someone fails to meet the metrics they never expressed. Hated this. My last ex did this constantly. One time after an argument I walked her out the front door and she went on her way home, which was literally a block away. She came back saying that I was supposed to run after her. Doesn't everyone do this to an extent? I know as you get older and more experienced you're more likely to have realistic expectations. But I reckon a lot of people have an idea of what their perfect relationship would be like and would feel disappointed when their relationship turns out to be far from what they hoped. Yes, but I think there's a big difference between having general expectations. My partner will treat me with respect, be kind to me, share a sense of humor, be compatible in bed etc. on the one hand, and having specific fantasies about it. My partner will always know what I'm thinking, will bring me 3 white roses for my birthday, surprise me with a trip to Paris, give me a job every morning. With expectations, you ideally learn how to put those on the table so that you are able to find a partner who can easily/willingly meet them, and the details are something that happen pretty organically. With a relationship fantasy on the other hand, a lot of it is usually unspoken and detail oriented, not grounded in specific underlying principles that would be easy to follow, and if it does get spelled out, the result can be incredibly controlling. Not telling us what's wrong. It's a cliche, but it is so true. Like, just tell me FFS. My ex used to do this a lot, and I'd usually ask her once or twice, but she wouldn't tell me. Sometimes never telling cause I only asked once or twice. I eventually stopped asking altogether. I made a hard and explicit agreement that I would ask exactly 3 times what's wrong. Admitting that something is wrong, but you don't know what it is yet or need more time to think it through are acceptable. After the 3rd time, I will act as if exactly nothing is wrong and stop asking. This isn't perfect, but it makes it completely out on the table what your intent is at any given point in time. If you only ever ask 3 times, then they're less likely to be left waiting for you to ask just one more time, for instance. That said, there's more to it than this. If you don't have decent listening skills, people will learn not to tell you what's wrong anyway. I have previously spent time being frustrated when people wouldn't tell me what was wrong before finally realizing that I had a habit of getting defensive or critical or highly solution focused when they finally did tell me, which was of course not at all what they needed in that moment. Why on earth would they want to open up if I would immediately just shut them down? It's important to establish clear boundaries and expectations around communication, and that goes for both parties. If you want to influence your partner to grow in the relationship, you need to create the room for that to happen and make sure your behaviors and responses do not discourage that growth. You don't control your partner, but you do control yourself. Don't make the mistake of thinking nothing has to do with your behavior. It can be painful, but if you can find things you could do better, it's the number one thing you can actually change. Not having a life outside of your so. It's healthy to have different groups of friends and different hobbies, so don't forget to and what made you happy before you were in a relationship. Alternately, having a life outside of your so that you compartmentalize entirely. You don't have to immerse your partner completely in all element of your life, but keeping something entirely separate and forbidding any contact is impractical and suspicious. Assuming the worst. Communication is an imprecise art. Any given sentence can probably be interpreted in 5 different ways. I see many women who automatically assume that, of those 5 ways, he must have meant the one that is the worst. When we started dating, I told my wife, if I say something, and it can be taken 2 ways, and one of those ways makes you upset, trust me, I meant the other one. I'd never say anything to hurt you. Conversely, I had a female friend/coworker who offered her assistance, and I said no, I think I've got it, thanks. What I meant was, no, I've got it, thanks. As I found out, she apparently called her sister and the 2 of them decided that what I really meant was I don't respect your abilities and I'm trying to undermine you publicly in order to humiliate you in front of our coworkers and supervisor. I use this sentence as a lesson in the importance of emphasis in communication. I didn't say she stole my wallet. Putting emphasis on any one word changes the meaning of the entire sentence. My so never apologizes for anything. She is flawless. It's her worst trait. Are you dating my mom? Everyone is. The classic silent treatment. What did I do wrong? Well, if you don't know, I'm not gonna tell you. Yup. Guys or gals, doesn't matter. If you truly care about having a healthy, happy relationship, then you make it a priority to avoid problems and talk about issues, especially before they become bigger problems. If people play mind games and do the whole "oh, I've been mad at you for 6 days but haven't told you and now I'm even more upset because you didn't magically know I was mad" bullshit, they're just looking to create drama and their priority is clearly not a good relationship. A lot of them don't really bother complimenting their guy and it sucks ass. That's sad. Compliments are huge in a relationship. That's why so many people resort to social media, because they are not getting enough attention from their so. This can be discussed and changed though. Happened with my husband and I. I remember asking him to post a picture of me that he took, and then I asked myself why I so badly wanted it to be on social media, and it was because it was one of the only pictures I felt I looked pretty, and because my husband wasn't really reassuring me that either. Turned out my husband is always complimenting me in his head. I'm like, say it out loud, man. Now he does, and every day I feel like the most beautiful woman to my husband. Don't even wear makeup, because he told me I don't need it. This is a great answer to this post. People can't forget to compliment their so every day. Helps not only the relationship, but then personal confidence outside the relationship, which in turn can lead to a better worker, better friend, etc. Playing mind games. Stop being stupid. Stop being petty. The dude isn't going to pick up your signals, your tests, whatever. Tell him you have a problem and what steps you want him to take, preferably without getting out emotional spelunking equipment. This goes with even getting a date with a guy in the first place. I've heard single girls ask how to let a guy know they are interested in him, and many of the responses are so stupid. Stop dropping weird hints and signals. Properly communicate and directly tell him. How do you expect to communicate with him about the important stuff in a relationship when you can't even ask him out? Maybe this is more a dating mistake than a relationship mistake. Never suggesting plans or counter offers when a plan doesn't work for you. For example, hey, want to get dinner on Friday? No, I'm busy. How about Saturday? Otherwise, I'm just going to assume you're not that interested in going out with me. So, if you are interested, please make a counter offer or just suggest something you think would be fun to do next time we go out. Otherwise, I'm just going to assume you're not that interested in going out with me. Bingo. That behavior screams not interested, but unwilling to come right out and admit not being interested. If you don't act like you want to get together, I'm going to believe you don't want to get together. Not giving your BF space. I can understand wanting to be with that person, but everyone needs alone time, whether it be a little or a lot. Not saying you shouldn't spend time together, but every now and again, when he gets in front of the console and or goes hanging with the boys, let him be, provided he's not doing anything too stupid. A couple hours apart won't kill you. But my fellow guys, also make sure to spend time with your GF. It's a team effort. Edit. Boys to boys lol. I just had a conversation about different levels of time together. Doing stuff together as a family is awesome. And yes, it counts as spending time together. Doing our own thing while in the same room together alone time is also awesome. But I also need quality one-on-one together time where we are actually focused on each other. Those, along with alone time away from each other, need to be done in equal parts. And you can't complain about me never being away from you if you spend all your daylight alone time sleeping. That's your choice lol. I agree 100%. One-on-one time and time spent with a group are never the same, and the sleeping thing is a given. I've always made sure that, even when I was working a hectic schedule, to see my S/O, and if I couldn't at least spend an hour or so every day over the phone before bed. Communication is key. Playing dumb. Intelligence is desirable. Stop acting dumb trying to be cute. Dating me.